Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today is my birthday. And so we're going to be celebrating with one of my all-time favorite films, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, starring Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, David Yost, Karen Ashley, Johnny Yon Bosch, Steve Cardenas, Paul Freeman, and Gabrielle Fitzpatrick. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And as I said during the introduction, today is my birthday. I turned 46 years old today. I know I don't look it. Let me know in the comments how old you thought I was. That should be interesting because I know I don't look my age. I always have been told late 20s, early 30s. I appreciate that from everybody that says it. But yes, I officially turned 46 today. So we're going to celebrate, much like we did last year, with one of my favorite movies, and we're going to take a look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And as our movie opens, the Rangers, Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, are participating with Bulk and Skull in a charity skydive for the Angel Grove Observatory in anticipation of Ryan's comet, which is scheduled to pass by in 2 days. And Bulk and Skull miss the landing zone completely, and they accidentally land in a construction site where a giant egg has just been unearthed. Lord Zed, Rita Repulsa, Goldar, and Mordant arrive at the construction site and they crack open the egg, releasing the evil sorcerer Ivan Ooze, a morphological being who ruled the earth with an iron fist 6,000 years ago, before he was overthrown by Zordon and a group of young warriors. The Rangers find and confront him, but Ivan unleashes some ooze monsters on them. And while the Rangers battle and successfully defeat them, the fight distracts them just long enough to allow Ivan to escape and lay siege to the Rangers' command center, incapacitating Zordon and robbing the Rangers of their powers. As the Rangers return to the command center, they find it destroyed, and Zordon, who is outside of his time portal, is aging and dying. As a result, Zordon's assistant, Alpha 5, sends the Rangers to the distant planet of Phaedos in order to obtain the Great Power and save Zordon. Meanwhile, back on the moon, Ivan usurps Rita and Zed of their powers, shrinking and trapping them into a snow globe, and he then forces Goldar and Mordant to either serve or join Zed and Rita. Ivan then sends his Tengu warriors to Phaedos and begins to build an army. Ivan uses the children of Angel Grove to bring ooze to their parents, with the ooze then hypnotizing the parents into becoming his workforce in order to dig up his ectomorphicon titans, which are twin war machines that were built during his time and his reign 6,000 years ago. When Fred Kellman, a friend of the Rangers, discovers that his father has gone missing, he finds him down at the construction site working, and he discovers Ivan's plans. Back on Phaedos, the Rangers are almost killed by the Tengu, but they are rescued by Dulcia, Phaedos' master warrior. She initially tells the Rangers to leave for their own safety, but after hearing about Zordon's plight, she agrees to help them and takes them to an ancient ruined temple where the Rangers will have to overcome obstacles in order to acquire the power of the Ninjetti. Dulcia then awakens each of the Rangers' animal spirit. Aisha becomes the bear, Rocky the ape, Billy is a wolf, Kimberly the crane, Adam becomes a frog, and Tommy the mighty falcon. Upon being asked by the Rangers if she will join them in their fight, Dulcia informs them that if she steps beyond the temple, she will begin to age just as rapidly as Zordon. She then proceeds to shapeshift into an owl in order to help preserve her age. The Rangers then make their way to the monolith, which houses the great power. They use their wits to defeat a live, fossilized dinosaur skeleton, and then the temple's stone gargoyle guardians, before finally retrieving the great power and restoring their Power Ranger suits. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Ivan's ectomorphicons are completely unearthed, and he unleashes them onto Angel Grove, and then orders the parents to commit suicide at the construction site. Fred recruits Bulk and Skull while the other kids head to the construction site to save their parents. The Rangers return to Earth with their new animal-themed Ninja Zords, and after a difficult struggle are able to destroy Scorpitron, one of Ivan's ectomorphicons. Ivan then takes control of Horneter, becoming a giant in the process, and battles the Rangers himself as they combine their Zords to create the Ninja Megazord and then later the Ninja Falcon Megazord. Meanwhile, the kids try to push their parents back while Fred, Bulk, and Skull spray them with large amounts of water. The Rangers lure Ivan into space and knock him right into the path of Ryan's comet, which destroys him once and for all. Ivan's death breaks the spell over the parents, who are then reunited with their children. The Rangers return to the command center, but are distraught to discover that Zordon has died. The Rangers then figure out how to use the great power in order to restore the command center and resurrect Zordon, returning him to his plasma tube. As our movie ends, everything has returned to normal in Angel Grove, and a celebration is being held at the harbor with fireworks shooting up into the sky and spelling out a message saying, "Thank you, Power Rangers," which offends Bulk and Skull, despite the fact that they just played a major part in saving people's lives. In our mid-credits scene, Goldar briefly lounges in Lord Zed's throne, being served by Mordant, only to panic when Zed and Rita appear, having been released from the snow globe after Ivan was destroyed. I know the Power Rangers is very hit or miss for a lot of people. I personally didn't like them at first. I saw the Power Rangers as a very bootleg wannabe Voltron. Because being a guy who was born in the mid 70s, I grew up in the 80s when Voltron was a thing. And so I remember seeing Power Rangers at first and being completely turned off by it because of how much of a knockoff of Voltron it was. And then they did something that caught my attention. A 5-episode run called Green with Evil. The introduction of Tommy as a villain, a ranger who Rita controlled, and the Rangers had to fight somebody who was finally on their level, and really gave it to the Rangers before finally being defeated himself and then joining the Rangers. the character of Tommy is what drew me into the Power Rangers. And then as you watch the TV series, eventually, because the power was not a good power to begin with, it was evil, Tommy eventually loses his power. Zordon and Alpha create a new power coin for the White Tiger, and they give it to Tommy so that he can still be a ranger, having already gone above and beyond, proving himself worthy. So that's how we then get the White Ranger. And then we get this movie where you meet Ivan Ooze, and he's able to completely nullify the Ranger powers, and they have to go to this planet and meet Dulcia in order to get these ninja powers. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm all in on this. This is good. I'm enjoying this. And then we go to the TV series, and they completely throw this out, and they get the ninja powers a completely different way with this blue robot character named Ninjor. And I was done. That's where the Power Rangers lost me. Because this was a great origin story for those powers. Ninjor was lame. Period. Point blank. Ninjor was everything Alpha would have been if Alpha could have been out there fighting with them and not just stuck in the command center. But we already had Alpha. We didn't need another Alpha character. So I didn't care for Ninjor. And like I said, that's where I lost interest in the Power Rangers. But this movie right here, for me, is Power Rangers at their peak. It's the equivalent to the first Pokemon movie. You know, the Power Rangers were so hot that this movie did huge numbers. Much like when the first Pokemon movie came out. Pokemon fever was everywhere at that point. So that movie, huge. We don't talk about Turbo, the Power Rangers movie. No. Just no. Horrible. And the reboot, I actually enjoyed the reboot. We'll get to that somewhere down the road. But this movie, the only thing that I wish could have been different about this movie is that it had been Zach, Jason, and Trini instead of Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. Nothing against Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. But if the original 6 to be there for the very first movie, that would have made it even better in my eyes. When it comes to my rating of this film, 5 stars. Call me crazy if you want. I don't care. Gives you all the more reason to leave a comment and discuss this with me. But 5 out of 5 stars. This is my childhood. This is my youth. This is my adolescence. Whatever you want to use to describe it. I was not even 20 years old yet when this movie came out. I loved this movie then, and I still adore this movie. So good. 5 out of 5 stars for me. What do you think of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments right here. If I am crazy, if I am nuts for rating this 5 stars, tell me why in the comments below. Let's engage in that conversation. Let's have that discussion. Debate me about it. I'm willing to hear your thoughts. I'm willing to reply. Willing to go the distance here and hear what you've got to say about Power Rangers the movie. Make sure you guys tune in at the top of the hour following this broadcast, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network, as it's time for another episode of The Dads, Not Always on Wrestling, and we discuss our top 10 title changes from SummerSlam. Should be a good one here. Jeff is going to go first this time. I'm going to bring it home for this wrestling topic. Since SummerSlam has always been the pay-per-view around my birthday, and this is my birthday we're doing this show on, I'm going to be the one to bring this wrestling topic home for once. And then tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, the stat boy, Mike Caldwell, and his trusty assistant, Dory Lou, are back to open up Stat Boy's sports bar for the day. The conversation is good, the beer is cold, the food is hot, and the seats are warm. So pull up a bar stool and join Stat Boy Mike Caldwell and Dory Lou for another episode of Stat Boy's Sports Bar. Once again tomorrow on the Casa D18 Studios channel with a replay on Thursday over on the Jeff Meacham Network. You're not going to want to miss out on any of that content, both right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, as well as over on the Jeff Meacham Network. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, thank you very much for tuning in and joining me here today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you're alerted anytime a video drops here on my channel. Make sure you share this video with your family, friends, loved ones, movie lovers, cinephiles, fans of the Power Rangers. Share this video with them. Help boost up my visibility in the YouTube algorithms so I can eventually get monetized, make some money on this endeavor. Thank you once again to everybody who joined me and tuned in today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you more than you know, and I will see you guys next time.